Welcome back to ARC Salt Lake, everybody, where we cover authentic, relevant, and community stories. And we got an authentic and relevant community story for you right now. The Clark Planetarium, if you haven't been there, it's amazing. And they're expanding a popular program, Sensory Friendly Saturdays. And this program is now every week, and the changes made are to create a less stimulating but still fun environment.
So joining us is Chris Jones from Clark Planetarium to discuss the expansion Sensory Saturdays that runs from 9:30 to 11:30. You look really familiar to me, by the way.
I don't know. I've not seen you around before.
Still owe him $20?
Yeah. That's right. In fact, we need to talk about
that. Okay, sorry. All right, what is this for those who don't know? Let's start with that.
Well, so I don't know if you knew this, but 1 in 4 Americans actually suffer from a sensory disability, meaning that they don't have the ability to go out to normal events or events that you and I are usually able to. A sporting event, Clark Planetarium, just because it can be so overwhelming for them. So what we've done is, what we've been doing since 2023 is a program where we dim the lights at Clark Planetarium. We reduce the sound at Clark Planetarium. And then for things like our movies, we also turn down the volume for those as well. And we provide an opportunity for people who suffer from these sensitivities to go out and experience life in a way that they haven't been able to do before. So we used to do it every first Saturday of the month. We now do it every Saturday from 9:30 to 11:30.
Must have been a need you saw, and there was a demand that comes back. A lot of people are enjoying that kind of an experience. It's
Absolutely. And what we found is that, like I said, so many kids particularly don't have the opportunity to go out and just experience these kinds of things. And Clark Planetarium is amazingly chaotic, and it's so much fun.
A lot of stuff.
But if you do suffer from these sensitivities, like, I'm sure part of you just says we're not going. And if you're the parent of a child who suffers from this disability, then you just decide you're going to stay in, which can be very isolating for kids and for people, adults who suffer from it.
I imagine what can be overstimulating for one person is different for another. These are different types of sensitivities for each person that comes in, essentially?
Absolutely. Like, some people suffer from underload, like where they don't take in all the information, but overload seems to be the sensitivity that most people suffer from. And it can be anybody who's suffered a traumatic brain injury, dementia, autism. Yeah. Kids with autism obviously affected as well. So, when they get out into the community and they're in a crowded place like a stadium or Clark Planetarium, you can just imagine how overwhelming that could be for people. Because it can be for me, and I don't suffer from those disabilities.
How long have you guys been doing this? You say about a year or two, and now it's...
Since 2023, we've been recognized by Culture City as a sensitivity provider. And the great thing about this is we've now expanded the program so that it can be every Saturday of the month.
That's cool. The genesis of this program, obviously to see the need and then take a step forward to do something for these kids is awesome. Well received, and now it's expanding. So that demand is there. There's a lot of kids that benefit from this.
Well, and I think what's most important, even more important than, and I want to just show you, this is kind of one of the things that we can provide to people, and this is at any time when they come into the planetarium. We provide them with a Culture City bag, and inside this you'll find things like these noise-reducing earphones that helps the kids and anybody really who's suffering from these. There's also fidget toys in there. We provide a quiet place for you to go if you're overwhelmed. And for me, I think what's even more important than providing these tools is the fact that our staff is trained. And if you've got a sensitivity and you come in and little things, for example, people who are suffering from that sensitivity overload, it may take them 10, 20, 30 seconds to answer a question. And I think most people will just continue to repeat that question over and over again, maybe even increase their volume. And that just makes that overload even worse. So what we teach our staff is give them 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds to answer the question. And when you do that, and when you're patient, and when you're listening, and you're waiting for that answer, rather than trying to get that information out of them, that's calming in and of itself. So training, tools, and just an environment where you can learn.
Being together in a community, too, when you're other people, other kids sing that you're not alone. Saying this, we're in this together, is probably a nice bonding moment for them as well.
Absolutely. And I think when you see a kid or an adult with these headphones on, or wearing the sensitivity sunglasses that we provide, I mean, that just creates more awareness and just makes it more common. It becomes not a big deal for anybody involved.
I have to imagine that a parent who's been nervous to take a child out, maybe, going to this for the first time, What's the reaction? I don't know if you've seen it personally. Maybe the staff there has seen it when they go there for the first time, and are they kind of like overwhelm themselves like at how amazing this is to experience for the first time?
Well, our staff has found that people who come in who suffer from these sensitivities and find out that we provide this service, it really, you just see their shoulders relax, and they're no longer kind of gripped with the anxiety that they're going to deal with, because they know how loud and crazy it can be at the planetarium or any other venue.
So many things are limited for them. To have that as an option is a relief for those parents.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
absolutely.
Good for you guys.
All right.
So when is it again? You're doing it?
So every Saturday, 9:30 to 11:30. Again, lights are dimmed. Some of the more active and chaotic exhibits are turned down and turned off. The movies are turned down. If you need a place, if you or your child needs a place where you just want to settle in, we've got a location where you can have a weighted blanket, and it's a lot quieter, and you can be away from the chaos.
Dude, congratulations. Great.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good to see you, Chris.
Good to
Keep
see
up
you.
the great work.